Okay, gang, I've got Dr. Ben here, and Ben is an amazing offline marketer, just an amazing person to begin with on here. So I wanted to ask him a few questions, just kind of get inside of his head, see if we could pull some knowledge out of here. So, Dr. Ben, how did you get started? It just kind of seems like you came out of nowhere, and you're obviously very successful. How did you get started in this business?
Uh, Really weird way to get started. I went to school for 8 freaking years to become a chiropractor. You get out of chiropractic college and you kind of go do you open up your business, and then you realize you don't know what the hell you're doing. Nobody teaches you how to market your business. You realize that you're a doctor, but you are a small business owner. So I got out, got going, opened up a practice, and looked up and realized I didn't have any money to do any marketing. I was kind of up a creek there, so we couldn't go, advertise on the radio, couldn't advertise on TV or print because we were pretty much broke. So what we did was we found this little place called Facebook, and it was about the time that people really started kind of, like, oh, this is kind of cool. Locked in with a local community, used Facebook to really build our business, and looked up and realized we had a chiropractic practice that was rivaling things that had been there, other practices that had been there 20 years. It was all based on this Facebook marketing. We had a couple other businesses notice that, and they started hiring us. They said, this was cool what you did. Can you help us do some of that? So we started doing some of that, and people were paying us to do that. And then you kind of look around and you say, you know what? This wasn't that hard. I could teach other people to go sell this to businesses, and that's when we started with product creation. And people would buy this stuff, and they just seemed really enthused with it. And then you start hearing people, I took that and made money. So it kind of fell into it, but that's how it started.
Now, a lot of people have already asked me, kind of a private, do you actually still practice? You do. Okay, so
Yeah.
So you are an official doctor, and you do offline marketing as well.
Go to the office between 8 and 6. I get to hang out with my wife and kid between 6 and 8, and between like 9 o'clock and midnight, I do the internet marketing thing. So, yeah, it's a trip, but still practicing.
Amazing. Okay, so what's the biggest online internet marketing mistake you've ever made in your life?
We were thinking about doing the whole, launching products, things like that. And I remember it was January of 2011, and I sat down and I said, you know what? I bet if I launched this here and did this and this and this, that we would make some money. Not only were we going to do well with our offline business, but I think we could probably make some money, selling that information to other businesses. I sat and thought about it for 3 months. 3 months I sat around thinking about this, and then finally I was like, okay, let's go, and started launching, and literally within a month we were at 5 figures a month, which blows me away because it's 5 figures a month, and it took a month, and it continued from that point. But I think the biggest mistake I ever made was just sitting around thinking, I know that'll work, and everybody does that. They have that plan, but they think, I'll get to it. So the biggest mistake I've ever made is just waiting, and the cool thing is when you don't wait, you make a ton of mistakes, and when you make a ton of mistakes, you learn, and then you actually start making money. So, yeah.
Awesome, beautiful. And so finally, for somebody who's just starting out, this is brand new to them, what advice would you give them so their first foot in the door is the best one?
Number one, you got to know where you want to go. My thing was, I had this really stupid thing that I did, but it really worked for me. I had a whiteboard, this little crappy whiteboard that was up above my desk. And I took a marker and I wrote $400 a day on it. $400 a day, if you do the math. Like, I didn't want to work on the weekends. We're just talking through the week. But I wrote $400 a day on it. And literally every day when I walked down to my office, that's what I saw. I saw $400 a day. Now, when you see that every day, you eventually get to a point where you have to say, okay, now how in the hell am I going to do that? So I had to come up with a plan. And if you're getting started, that's, what do you want? What do you want? If you don't have anywhere that you're aiming for, then you're all over the place. But mine was $400 a day. I had to come up with a plan to actually make $400 a day. And after that, I just had to take action. So my thing is this, say, to get started, this is what I want. This is what it would be awesome if I could pull this off. And then come up with a little step-by-step and then actually do something. The thing is it's not going to be perfect the first time you do it, but if you actually get out there and do it, you're going to screw up enough that you're going to find the actual right way to do it. And like I said, my favorite quote is, the more action you take, the more money you make, from John Reeves, if I'm getting into internet marketing stuff. And that's it. If you're getting started, screw up a lot. Get a number that you want to make a day. Go out there and screw up a ton, but keep down the path, and you'll get there. You will start making money. Believe it or not, it is that easy. So, yeah.
All right, say goodbye.
See you guys.